Hey guys, Jay here. This is smarthelping.com. So I've got a little piece of free logic I'm going to give away today. Came across in some of my client work and I thought it was a bit complex for me to get at first, and I think it's worth sharing. So this would be useful for a scenario where you have multiple rows describing something and you want to know how many rows are active for some amount of money or some value. For example, let's say you have, we're going to do up to 10 periods here on our summary, and we want to know within a given period how many amounts are active. So one piece of data might have a start period of 2. Let's put this, sorry, let me format. And an end period of 5 and the amount of $1,200. So what that means is period 2, period 3, period 4, and period 5, we want $1,200 to show up. Okay, that's not too hard. You could do that a couple of different ways. If you just had one row, you could do, if the period is, you say if this is less than this, then 0, or if n is less than this, or if it's greater than this, then 0, otherwise take this value. That's pretty easy. But what if you have multiple rows? So you have another one that says maybe start period 1 and period 9. And 4 and 6 for 500 and 2,000. And you don't want to do helper rows next to each one to define how much they're active. What's the way to get this total amount if these periods fall within the start and end period here? Now it sounds simple. If you use a lot of sum ifs, you might be deceived though. And it took me a couple tries, so I'm going to show you the formula to do it. Extend these a little bit. Okay, so it's a sum ifs, and we want to sum ifs this value here if our start period, now this is where it gets tricky, is less than or equal to this period. That's the first criteria. So that means if the start period, so let's say we're in period 5 and the start period was 3, it's checking is 3 less, oh, see, I'm already confusing myself. Hold on. I have to actually walk through it the whole thing before I explain it. So if that's less than that, and if this end period is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to this. And then let's lock our columns. I usually don't like to reference a tab I'm working on in the formula, so we'll remove that. Now, let's see if this worked. So, period 1, we have 500 bucks. That makes sense because there's only one row with a period start of 1, 500. Now in period 2, we now should have 2 active, so we should be at 1,700. So 1717, period 4, we go up to 3,700 because now we've added this one. So now we've got a full set 37. Now period 1, or this first row is going to end on period 5. So we should be reducing by $1,200 in period 6, which we are 37 to 25, that's minus 12. And then period 7, we drop off this one, 2,000, so we only got 500 left, and that goes to 9, and there you go. So this is a nice formula to get the right values. Now let me try to explain it, because it's actually more confusing than you'd think, but it makes complete sense. So we're summing FC if the start period over there has to be less than or equal to this value. So if I go over here and do my check, what value in A, how many values here are less than or equal to 1? Well, is 2 less than or equal to 1? No. Is 1 less than or equal to 1? Yes. Okay, that's the trigger. We take it. Is 4 less than or equal to 1? No. So we don't take it. So Isn't that you walk through it and it kind of it's like, oh, it's common sense. It's really backwards thinking to me. I don't know if it's just me and how I think about it, but it was just odd. But that's exactly right. So we take one. There's only one, which is a $500 row. It has a start period of 1, so it has to be less. So the start date has to be less than or equal to here. Now let's go to period 2. Okay, so now we want to sum up how many start dates are, and sorry, the other part is the end date has to be greater than or equal to 1. Now that's different. So the end period, all these are obviously greater than or equal to 1, so they all pass, but only one of the start periods passes, so that's the only one that actually passes the test. So that's why 500 is picked. We go to period 2. Now we say, okay, how many start dates are greater than, or sorry, are less than or equal to 2? Is this less than or equal to 2? Yes. Okay, we choose 1200. Is this less than or equal to 2? Yes. Is this less than or equal to 2? No. So we pick these two. You're also checking the end period, and we're checking if the end period in column B is greater than or equal to 2. So is this greater than or equal to 2? Yes. Okay, we pick this. Is this greater than or equal to 2? Yep. Is this greater than or equal to 2? Yep. So this passes. Now remember, this doesn't pass the start period test, so this one doesn't pass, but these two pass. So now you kind of get the idea, and so basically, once they start, they're going to go until column B is no longer greater than or equal to this number. So you get to period 10, and obviously period 10 passes all the start periods because they're less than or equal to 10. So these are all less than or equal to 10. So pick them, but the end period we're checking is the end period greater than or equal to 10. No, no, no. So we don't pick any. So it's 0 for that one. So this is like a nice, a clean way. If you have some kind of a database and you want to sum a column based on start and end periods, and you have multiple rows, this is how you do it. And this could apply, there's a lot of different financial modeling applications here, or just data analysis that could say this will save you time. It could be you have a bunch of different companies that you're acquiring, and you want to know the start, and you want to know how many of the, let's say ongoing expenses are active. Maybe 2 of the companies are active in period 5 out of like 10 companies or whatever. And you only want to sum the expense value if it's in the active period. And so that's one use case. That's actually the use case I had to do this for. But there's probably a lot more. So I will upload this. There'll be a Google Sheet link in the description. Also, remember, you can hire me for custom work and buy financial models at smarthelping.com. I've built over 200 unique financial models for all different companies, full 3-statement models, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, bottom-up assumptions for a bunch of different industries. I've done a lot of work in the SaaS subscription modeling space, real estate waterfalls, and just general underwriting models, joint venture, cash flow waterfalls, business valuation, accounting templates, most recently the 13-week cash flow planner, which is pretty awesome. I've had some interest in that. You can also hire me for work, $275 an hour. Read the terms below for how billables work. Usually I work in 2 to 3 hour tranches, and I have 1 to 2 day turnarounds. You can read more about that here if you're interested. I will do custom work, build from scratch, modifications, whatever, anything in Excel or Google Sheets. That's where I kind of make my career. All right, check out the site, like and subscribe, and hopefully this helps you save some time.